I always think of the greased up deaf guy from Family Guy. See y'all next season. Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.
Hey. Oh, are we recording?
We're live.
Hey. Hi.
Hello, hi. How art thou, Romeos?
Yeah. I had to get out of my headspace that I was in most of the day. I was
Headspace, more like dead space.
Cha.
You're dumb.
You know, you ever do that where like you imagine the argument that you're going to get into and you like hype yourself up like even more?
Yeah, it's my shower joke.
But do you still do it?
All the time.
Oh, really?
I did it yesterday in the shower.
Really?
I always do that. That's what I use my shower time for.
I just imagine because I go in my head like if they say this, then I have this thing because I'm doing X, Y, Z. Like
you're building an arsenal of for sure.
You've made their dialogue tree for them, and you can hit every if they
Now it's all about being witty and comebacks and shit. You know, like
right.
I fucking got you in a box. You feel that? That's a box being built around you. But it used to be where I would literally like work on, like it was fucking Street Fighter in my shower. It was just like I'd work on like combos, like BB, XY, you know what I mean? Like I'm like working on like, I'll fucking do this. Then I'll.
Is that a Super Nintendo you were on?
No, that would be Xbox. But
oh right.
But then I think I got that from like Miscongeniality though, because remember the scene where Sandra Bullock like explains like what you do to like get rid of an attacker when she's like on stage. She's like, first you stomp on the. I had all those memorized when I was a kid because I was so like, funny. I am a very, very vulnerable young woman and will get absolutely thrashed by these bullies. Oh mine.
Miscongeniality, fairly underrated.
Yeah, dude, that movie rips.
Like Sandra Bullock really leaned into that like slob type of.
You know what? I'm not gonna go as far as saying she's a method actor because when you're in rom-coms exclusively, and then like some feel-good sort of historical movies, I forget what the fucking
Peaky Blinders.
The Blind Side. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You make me laugh, Chris. But like she's very good.
You know what she was not good in?
No.
Got to guess?
Speed 2.
Is she in Speed 2? I've never seen Speed 1.
Yeah, Keanu's not, but Speed 2, she's in. That's the only like continuing thing from the first film.
That's funny. Huh. I didn't know that.
I've never seen Speed.
Do you even know what the second one's about?
I don't know what the first one's about.
The first one's about they're on a bus and it can't go below a certain speed, otherwise it has a bomb on it. So it'll explode. And then Speed 2.
That's the dumbest fucking premise I've ever heard.
But the movie's lovely. Go see it.
Yeah, go see it.
Go see it. Go somewhere to see it.
In theaters this week.
There might be a drive-through or a drive-in that does it now.
Yeah.
At the mall parking lot.
I can't imagine that like dystopian films are doing well right now. But dystopian video games are, and that's something I'd like to talk to the both of you about later.
I gotta say, like,
Speed 2 though.
So Speed 2 took place on a cruise ship.
Oh God.
Same thing.
We have to go a certain speed on this cruise. What is it like? Guys, if we go below 27 knots, this giant bomb's going to blow up in the middle of the ocean. So only the scum of the earth people are going to die.
I think they came up with the tagline of the film and then made a movie around it. Because the tagline is cruise control.
Of course it is. Oh, that's terrible.
God damn it, that's funny. I was going to say, what the fuck is it called? Lake House?
Lake House?
Wasn't Keanu in that too?
Yes, Keanu.
I don't know that I've seen that. Is that one a rom-com?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like...
How can you be bad in a rom-com?
Because it's supposed to...
Because they're like inherently bad. That's
Yeah.
like the first.
But it's like sci-fi-ish.
Oh, that's hard to watch. Then.
That's the time with the mailbox. Okay.
Yep, the time displacement.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Like You've Got Mail?
No, it's
Isn't that what
Keanu-
happens in You've Got Mail?
No. Keanu keeps
I haven't seen You've Got Mail. I just know that Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks are in it.
Completely
Okay,
different.
so this lake house, is this the one where like something goes in the mailbox and then it's found like in a different like
Timeline,
I remember
yeah.
seeing the previews for that. Never saw
Yeah.
it because again, rom-com.
Yeah.
You know what movie rips though?
What's that?
A Knight's Tale.
With Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
That is dope.
Very good movie. Guess who fucking heave cried to that movie last night? He's got 2 thumbs and he's looking right at you, Chief.
Really?
Dude, there's a part where like, so his name's William Thatcher and his dad's name is John Thatcher.
Okay.
But like William, when he's a kid, gets sent off with that knight who then ends up dying in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, yeah,
And then he
that's
has to like, be Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein, which is so funny. So he like returns to London where he was from, and then like he sneaks off at night to go see if his dad's still there, and he like finds his dad, John Thatcher, but it turns out his dad's blind now.
That's right.
So he like walks in and he's like, I bring word of your son, and he's like, my William, what, what happened to him? And he's like, he wanted to let you know that he found his stars, which is like the thing that the little kid, or that he changed his stars. That's like when he's a child, he's like, can someone change their stars? Can you become a knight from, poverty? And then he's like, tells his dad, who like told him to change their stars thing. And he's like, he changed his stars. And then there's another line when he gets like sent off, and he's like, I don't know the way home. And his dad's like, follow your feet. So then he's like, he wanted to let you know he changed his stars. And then the dad's like, did he follow his feet? And then William's like, yeah. And then the dad just starts fucking bawling.
That's right.
He like walks up to him. He's like putting his blind ass hands on his face,
His hands were blind?
Yeah.
His hands were blind.
Yes.
But that's how he gets caught, right?
Yeah, he does. Exactly. But I'm just tears. I had to take my glasses off.
Oh, God,
There's
that's
so many
so
tears.
good.
Dude, it was.
I'm going to have to watch that.
I needed it.
Kim
I
loves
needed
that
it
movie.
real bad. That movie's hilarious, too. Like, it's.
Will Rock You thing?
Yeah, like they what we were talking about something like 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. I don't fucking know, but where they modernized or did some sort of twist with something of, it was like an old sort of style thing, and then they just added the twist, the element of like, in this particular movie it's rock and roll. They like added that rock and roll element to it, like modern sort of sporting style, like one of the knights' helmets gets knocked off and it goes into the stands and everyone's like jumping for it like it's a foul ball or whatever. I really love that movie, but dude, I was like, I'm going to watch A Knight's Tale. And then I did, and it was fucking great.
Awesome.
Also, I watched Casino Royale a couple days ago. Have you seen that?
Casino Royale with Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
Is that not
Wait, are you being serious? I thought you were doing
wait,
your
hold
classic
on.
thing where you
Casino Royale?
guess something that's totally wrong. Okay, are you thinking the movie Casino with Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What's Casino Royale?
Casino
wait,
Royale.
wait, hold on. One more guess. It's the one with Matt Dillon and Patrick Swayze.
No.
And they have to go throw the ring into Mordor.
Okay. You can't tread that close to the fire, man. I mean, it's...
No, Casino Royale, is that James Bond?
Yeah, but it's the one with, like, it was the first one with the new James Bond who, like, looks strikingly similar to Vladimir Putin.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
I forget what his name is, but...
Daniel something.
Yeah, Daniel Craig. Very
There we
good,
go.
Chris. Good job. But, yeah, also a good movie.
Really?
I mean, for a James Bond movie. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
it's, it's...
Dude,
it's-
I always...
Dude, you got to move that fucking envelope from under your feet or it's going to kill me. You do the thing with your feet that I do with mine, where you like play the bass drum and hi-hat all day. Yeah, and I was getting a lot of the hi-hat there.
I see.
From ye old envelope.
I always think of Pierce. Is it
Brosnan?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I can't remember if it was GoldenEye or not, but
that's what it was.
Where
N64 GoldenEye.
He is he's what is it? It's like a giant dish.
Yeah, it's like a big satellite dish.
Yeah, a big
at the end of the
satellite
movie.
dish.
Yeah.
And that one lady straddles him and is killing him, but I couldn't wrap my head around why.
That's
and I was like, is she humping him to death? Is that what's happening? I still to this day I haven't
That's
looked
why
it
you
up.
got that weird chokehold fetish from Kim. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't remember.
I don't know
what the fuck was happening.
I just remember GoldenEye for N64 being like the greatest first-person shooter game.
Her
to
name was
ever
like
exist.
On a Top.
I loved that, like in those beginning or in those earlier movies, like it didn't take much for Austin Powers to like do a real parody of them because like they were already like self-parodies because they were so ridiculous. Like you know. GoldenEye just became Goldmember.
Yeah.
It was like so easy for them. These new ones I feel like are far less like sexualized, you know? I mean, they're still
hot and heavy.
There's still like, you know, Daniel Craig is and what I love about it is like if you look at the guy just like straight up, he's not like by any measure like an absolute rocket, you know?
What are you talking about?
Daniel Craig?
He is so hot.
Are
you nuts? That accent, those blue eyes.
Okay, but
my God, it's like you don't fuck men at all.
I think Pierce Brosnan was more attractive than he was,
like classically attractive.
Sure, and I also think who was the guy before
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
It's Sean Connery's birthday.
Is it really?
No, it's a famous line from Don't Be a Menace.
Oh, okay. So, like, I think those two guys are more on the scale of 1 to 10. I'd rate both of those.
You know, it's funny.
higher.
Sean Connery kind of looks like a mesh between Daniel Craig. And
He
Pierce
does.
like,
wow. Maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe they're like, all right, how do we? So anyway, like, you know, they really turn him into a sex symbol in Casino Royale. I mean, like, it's unbearable at points, you know, but the actual story itself is pretty good. Like it's not a bad James Bond style story. Like the story is less about like spy shit than it is about like actual activity in a casino.
Okay.
Like he like enters a poker tournament to like win all of these millions and millions of dollars that will be funneled to terrorists if he doesn't win. Because like the guy who's hosting the tournament funds terrorist organizations, but like he lost all this money on a gamble that he took in the stock market because they had like originally tried to blow up his plane, and he bet not bet, but he like put a bunch of money on that it would he like shorted the stock.
Okay.
So then like they were thinking that this plane blowing up is going to like make this company's stock plummet and I'm going to make a shitload of money on it. But like Daniel Craig, aka, you know, James Bond 007, he like stops the bombing. So then this guy loses, you know, he took like a short on the stock. I don't know how to explain that. But so like
are those stocks managed by little people?
Yeah. It's actually managed by the people from Little People Big World.
Oh, I was wondering what they were doing.
They started a brokerage firm.
Perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, side note, really small part of the story, but albeit hilarious. I mean, when the villain has to like get down on his knees to walk through the front door of the brokerage, you know, and he's like sitting in the miniature chair. He looks like Buddy the Elf. It's pretty good. Anyway, so that's actually in the deleted scenes, but so they stop the plane explosion, whatever. So then this guy's like, fuck, I was going to pay all these people hundreds of millions of dollars, and now I have no hundreds of millions of dollars. So he starts this poker tournament and gets like the highest possible paid people to join. It's like a $10 million buy-in or something.
See, I never understood that whole concept.
What's that?
Why are these highfalutins even entertaining the idea of paying tens of millions of dollars to be in a poker tournament?
Part of it is prestige, but the other part of it is like poker is such a it's the same sort of style of like I mean, it's gambling, but it's like it's a different kind of gambling. Like when you win in poker, not only do you win on a gamble you took, you actually win like a psychological battle you went through. So like the payoff emotionally, I think I would argue is much higher than in other forms of gambling. Like playing blackjack requires more, I would say, skill, or at least like awareness than like slot machines do.
Sure.
But I still think Texas Hold'em, where you're playing the table and not the dealer, is far more.
Yeah.
Like you're not just like beating one person at like and then the count or the number on the cards doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah.
You got 24, I win, you know? It's like I'm going to break you down psychologically. I'm going to learn all your ticks, and then like you find somebody's tell, and there's just all kinds of cool shit in Texas Hold'em.
What's that movie with Edward Norton?
Rounders?
Rounders. Is that the one where the guy
it's Brad.
opens the Oreo?
It's Matt Damon and Edward Norton, and then that guy Teddy KGB is played by John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Yeah, and John Torturo plays I think his name's Teddy Kanish. But
that's a good fucking movie too.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Really?
Yeah. It covers all the fucking bases. It hits every single note for me. It's got like the thrill factor. Mm-hmm. It's got the like pitting one person against another factor. It's got the like the struggling love interest sort of thing factor, which I feel like if it's done right, it's actually like he's a gambling addict and he's like not supposed to gamble, and then he fucking gambles and his like fiance leaves him, you know? Mm-hmm. And he's like, shit. Like, but it was, you know, the whole Edward Norton thing, like you've got this total loose cannon best friend that like you have to take care of because he's like, people are paying fucking $45,000 to kill the guy. Like he's getting, you know, like you have to look after. It's really good, dude. I love that movie so much. Matt Damon too, and Matt fucking Damon. Yeah, guy's got an absolute hose, from what I understand. Yeah, he's just packing an absolute fire hydrant.
Really?
Yeah, just a kickstand, just a tripod.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I would have assumed not that.
His nickname in Hollywood is Kielbasa.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's just because he likes sausages.
Matt Damon from Boston loves him a kielbasa.
I was thinking of going to the Sox game, you know, because I'm from Boston.
Even though you're definitely from Chicago with that accent.
Oh, shit, I am from Chicago.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Going to a Sox game.
Going to a fucking Sox game.
Matt Damon.
Well, couldn't you be going to a Sox game either way?
I mean, you could in Chicago, for sure. You'd be going to a White Sox game, but if you're a real Chicago fan, you're going over to Wrigley because that's where the real fans go. The Chicago dog out there in Chicago. You can also get a Fenway Frank out in Boston. Anyway, super dumb.
Do you think Ben Shapiro has nightmares about Chicago?
He might.
Like he just wakes up in his race car bed. And then his mom comes in. Benny!
I was going to say, I bet.
Were you in Chicago again? Yes, Mom. Yes, I was in Chicago again.
I was thinking maybe he has nightmares where just like he's in line to vote, and then he gets his ballot in the little folder thing, you know, and then he goes into the ballot like box place or whatever you call it, the voting booth, and he opens it up and it's just all Democrats.
I thought it was
now I
gonna
can't
be,
even vote.
I thought it was going to be that he's too short to reach the top of the.
You've got to be this high to vote, and that's his biggest fear, being too short to vote.
Fuck.
Yeah, that or and then they end up sending you down the water slide if you can't.
Oh, God
Oh, that's
damn
a
it.
funny premise. Actually, I feel like we could do something.
Yeah.
Like that. That's pretty good.
God, he's the worst.
Yeah, not sweet.
Yeah.
So, video games.
Yes.
You're not a gamer, but you're into video games, which
I
is
am.
really cool. You are a gamer? Were?
Recovering.
So you've stopped entirely playing video
No,
games?
but like it's changed. Like I play digital versions of board games.
Oh, yeah. Classic move. I play a lot of digital card games, so I get it. I play Hearthstone. It's a great game.
That's a really good game. And then
a fantastic game.
my favorite game is Tetris.
Okay. Like,
When I say favorite, I mean like, I don't know, 4,000 hours.
okay, so you understand Tetris pretty well.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, cool. No
I
doubt.
got like a 32-second sprint.
Holy shit.
I
It's
don't know
like a
what that is.
3.14 pieces per second.
I don't know what any of that is.
Yeah, I'm just saying all
Wow.
that stuff to just sound like a
okay.
dork. But that's all real things.
Oh, okay. Cool. No doubt.
Hell yeah.
So I re-downloaded a game today.
What's that?
Because I'm the guy that like unless it's like in the realm for me of like something I know that it will literally eat at me if I don't have it, I intentionally wait to buy incredible games that I know are incredible games until the price drops, because otherwise I would buy everything, you know? So I have to like wait for that masterpiece game, usually until way after it's cool. The best example for me of waiting for something until after it was cool, I would say, is probably The Last of Us. Have you guys ever heard of The Last of Us, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's the one with Margot Robbie.
close.
Ellen Page, right?
Closer.
Oh, is that not?
No, it is.
Oh, it is,
Yeah.
She's not in it, though.
Right. That's
but-
the, like it's. They
But there
don't-
was like a whole lawsuit, right? About
Yeah.
So anyway,
Cinemat.
it's made by Naughty Dog, which
Crash Bandicoot.
yeah, like game development wise, they're, I mean, absolute powerhouses. But like another great example for me would be like Grand Theft Auto 5. Like I didn't get that until like 3 or 4 years after it came out. Like that's just because it was so fucking expensive, and I wasn't like I gotta get it. But then like Red Dead Redemption 2, I got like literally the minute it was released.
Like $80.
Yeah.
Launch day
Right.
edition.
Yeah, I got like
Sequin cowboy hat.
yeah, the Star Wars Fallen Order, is that what it's called? Why am I blanking?
The newest one?
Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, that's the newest one.
Okay.
So good. That game was like without getting too fucking weird, I like almost cried when I saw the trailer for that game, because I was like, this just touches all the buttons for me. Like it's just everything about it covers all the great Star Wars sort of things that you would look for. It covers like the arc of becoming a Jedi. It's like it's a fantastic game.
Oh, did you guys see, by the way, it was Knights of the Old Republic?
No, it wasn't.
It was the Old Republic.
Yeah, it
Expansion for the Old Republic, which is a multiplayer online game. Massively multiplayer.
Okay.
Which means it sucks.
Oh.
Not all MMOs are bad.
They're all bad for you.
Yeah, they're bad for you, but like doesn't mean it's a bad game.
Okay, fair enough.
Like Skyrim, or not Skyrim Online, Elder Scrolls Online is like a pretty great game.
Is
But,
it?
like, yeah, I mean it's not Skyrim, it's not Oblivion, you know. But
Oblivion.
Oblivion is such a good game.
My
Anyway.
favorite Oasis song.
Really,
It's a really good Mastodon song.
I never listened to Oasis.
It's a good song title.
Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good word. It's one of the great. It's a pivotal part of one of the greatest lines from Obi-Wan Kenobi in the prequel trilogy. So anyway, it's when he's like talking to Jar Jar and he's like threatening him. It's like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are there and they're like trying to find the fucking hidden.
It's when he calls him that racial slur.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jar Jar's like, Jar Jar says something about like, "What? This doesn't affect me. And he's like, oh, yeah, they're going to come down here and they're going to fucking blast you all into oblivion. He doesn't say fucking, but.
I wish.
That's such a great line. Anyway, so I re-downloaded The Last of Us, and it is so powerfully, terrifyingly relevant right now, it's almost hard to play.
Oh, yeah, because you were saying those types of games are...
Dystopian.
Yeah.
What was that game that was about a pandemic? Or was it called Pandemic? There was a game that
there's a board game called Pandemic. There's a phone game called Pandemic. I'm sure there's a video game
there
called
was some game called Pandemic that got released before the pandemic happened.
Yeah, hard.
And so they were like, wow.
Yeah.
So
but
just
The Last of Us is essentially a pandemic. That's what it is.
Uh-huh.
So it's like...
But they're zombies, correct?
Yeah. So like first it's everybody's getting sick. Then it's zombies. And they don't get a cure. And civilization crumbles. And... Dude, it's...
What's the point of the game again?
So,
because Landon learned us how to play a song on his guitar.
you're playing a movie. You're playing a full-blown 40-hour movie.
Hell yeah.
It's such... Actually, it's probably 65 hours of... It's so fucking good, bro. It's amazing. Arguably one of the greatest games ever made. But the point of it is like, so first you're kind of just in like survival mode. And you and your like partner, I guess you would call her. I don't know. I don't think there's a romantic element to it, but like they work together to like survive essentially.
They work in short stocks.
Sure. So you like have you get your guns like stolen or something, and then this guy sells those guns. And you're like, I gotta get my guns back. Like they weren't this guy's to sell. He stole them from us. Yeah. And then the leader of this, like, what was denoted or I don't know, categorized as a terrorist organization, called the Fireflies. They're like not actually terrorists. They're like trying to fight the government from their oppression. Like it's full blown martial law everywhere. They're just killing people in the streets. The government is.
Oh, okay.
And so these people are like fighting back, and they're getting like completely obliterated by the government.
Oh, they're like the rebellion.
Yeah, kind of similar, but like they're dying as opposed to like building. You know. So like, you meet like the fucking queen basically of the Fireflies, and she's like, I'll get you your guns and more. Like there's a lot of shit that we'll just give you, but you have to smuggle something for me, like out of the city.
Is it Ellen Page?
Yeah. It's a girl who like they believe has the cure to the zombie stuff.
Is it in her blood?
Well, she got bit by a zombie, and so like the thing is like in 48 hours you turn into a zombie. Like
okay.
But like over that course of that time, like you're deteriorating like very quickly. But like the little girl got bit by a zombie like 3 weeks ago in the game story, and she's just got this little mark on her arm, and she's carrying it around. Wow. And they like go into like they call them spores, but like the zombies when they die like release like literal spores of their...
Oh shit.
So like you get to spots in the game where like you have to wear a fucking gas mask because otherwise you'll like breathe them in. And in the first time that you do that, you like go down below the subway or whatever, and the little girl doesn't have to wear a mask, and he's like, "Are you?" It's literally like they're like movie cutscenes. It's like the best way to explain it. Is like you're like
awesome.
watching a movie. So there's like this part where you get down there, and he's like, "Do you really not? How are you breathing this stuff?" And she's like, "I wasn't lying. Like I'm fucking immune." And he's like, "All right, cool." And then you just basically have to like get her to safety. You have to get her to these people who are like testing for vaccines, but like everybody wants to stop you because it's the government, so they just want to maintain control.
I see.
And, dude, it's fucking great. So it's like you have 2 primary enemies. It's like the fucking army, whatever you would call them, whoever is the National Guard, security, whatever you want to call them, those people, and the zombies. And there's like different styles of zombies. It's fantastic. Heave cry like multiple times.
I have heard that.
Did you play the sequel?
I have not, and that was what I was going to follow
That's what
up
I
with.
figured.
It was like I finally am playing this game again, and the sequel has lowered in price because it got really bad reviews from people review bombing it.
Oh.
It's just like you got like thousands or something, hundreds maybe, not thousands, I don't know, on the first day of like 1-star reviews. On the first day, it's like an 80-hour campaign. Like there's no way for you to give this 1 star or 5 stars. You shouldn't be rating it yet.
Do you know why?
What?
Do you know why they gave it the low reviews?
No.
Oh, okay.
People say that like it was like.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Well, it has to do with the storyline of the game. So.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Because something happens like right away in the early on in the game.
Yeah. Is it a romance thing?
It's a death.
Oh. Well, I'm not fucking buying it now. No, well, okay, so there you go. Like, somebody hated something that happened right in the beginning. But then I've read that, like, as the game goes on, people are like, oh, this is actually a fucking masterpiece also.
Oh, and then one of the girls was too muscly. Yeah,
didn't, like, the, like, main girl, isn't she, like, gay? And people were, like, pissed about that?
Her arms are just too muscly.
Oh, it's so fucking frustrating. I don't know. People are idiots. It's just a bunch of...
I've watched a couple people play through it.
Does it appear to be as...
I don't know. It looks fine to me. I don't...
Yeah, see, that's I don't know. People are so opinionated.
It's intense.
Yeah. Both. The first one is too.
Too much...
Oh, get out of here.
There's too much
Are you
muscles.
kidding?
There's too many muscles on that arm.
I'd kiss those arms.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry for going off, but...
No.
Yeah, I just was like, that's...
There's so many games that I want to start getting into, but now that PlayStation 5 is going to be coming out...
Don't buy a console. Buy it for your kid. Don't buy a console. You can game the shit out of that computer.
Yeah, but I'm already doing too much shit on that thing. Like, I'm replacing hard drives like fucking crazy because of this podcast. It is nuts.
Okay, so have a gaming hard drive then. Not that hard. You have a great
I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the more hard drives that I have attached to it, the slower it is for some reason.
Just get an external one and fucking unplug it.
Yeah, this one, I have 2 externals on it now.
You have them all plugged in at the same time.
And then I have 2 SSD in the computer and something else.
I guess I don't get why you keep all the hard drives on.
Because I'm editing and
actively using the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're gaming, just take them out.
Okay.
You know? I don't know. I maybe don't do that.
Well, I want to do it because I want to like be able to play games with Landon.
He doesn't like you, dude.
He loves me.
Yeah.
He comes in here sometimes, like last night.
You don't have to defend yourself. I know that.
Here, close your eyes. So he comes in. He comes in last night. I just heard him walk behind me, and then I just heard. And I slowly turned my chair, and he had loosened the sleeves on his hoodie and was just...
That's funny.
It's very funny.
So, I mean, get a PS5, I guess. It's so expensive, though.
Yeah. Well, not right away.
Yeah.
But...
It'll be hard to do anyway, I think. Usually it's hard to get a console right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the new Xboxes don't look so bad either. I mean, false. They look super dumb. So does the PS5, though. I think the PS5 looks super stupid also.
They look like routers.
Just make it simple. Jesus.
Yeah.
The Xbox is a rectangle. I mean, what are you doing? Literally like it's a fucking... It's like a giant... I don't know what those are called.
Somebody
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Somebody photoshopped it onto... and replaced it with Thor's hammer.
That's what it looks
really
like.
Cool.
What's the name of the hammer? I forget.
Mjolnir?
Mjolnir. Very good, Chris. Yeah, man. I mean, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, I do want to get back into the games.
You gotta, dude. You fucking gotta, man.
I know.
Dude, I have so many games. I just do so much gaming. I enjoy it so much. You know, it's like there's It's not just like I do it to pass the time. It's like legitimately a thrill for me.
Right.
Like I just like power ranked up all my characters in Battlefront 2 just because I was like, fuck, like might as well.
Hell yeah.
Just like got all the fucking character stats up on all of them. Like, you know, it's like for me, I'm like, dude, this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to know like how good my Darth Maul is?
Oh, somebody put an offer in on our house, by the way. For listeners.
Yippee!
November 13th. So that's why the soundboards are back up now.
Because you got time.
Yeah. I forgot how fucking echoey that audio is.
Yeah, but now it
With
won't
these things
be as echoey.
Yeah, so we leave these biatches up until, we move November 13th.
So November 12th, you just, start packing.
Well, we'll be packing before then. Because the night before, we have to basically have everything out because right away in the morning, the people who are moving in are going to come in and do one last walkthrough. And that's when we're supposed to have everything the fuck out of the house.
Are you going to sit here and explain to me that you're not packing your house to move the night before?
Yeah.
I know, dude.
I thought you were just talking about...
No, I was talking about the house. Fuck.
Okay.
I'm bad at jokes.
Let's go back to Casino Royale. So, just keep swimming.
Ellen DeGeneres, keep going.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
I believe I can fly.
Stop referencing that guy.
Well, it's Space Jam.
It's not. I mean, it's...
Space Jam.
Sure. Absolutely it is Space Jam, but it's also Sex Predator. Is kind of more where I was going with that.
Sure.
Uh,
Also, OJ didn't do it. Now.
You know what? Sure, he was acquitted. I'll give you that. Yeah. I'll give you that.
I watched that in science class.
Space Jam?
I wish. No, the live verdict.
No way.
Really?
Yeah, I was in 6th grade.
What?
Yeah,
They showed that to 6th graders?
Yeah, my science teacher was.
It did take the world over. I remember. It was fucking insane.
That was a big deal, yeah.
I know, but like...
Yeah,
We didn't
it's
have
hard to
9/11
explain.
yet, so.
Yeah.
I know,
Because we also watched Michael Jordan retire in 4th grade.
It sounds like you just went to a cool school now.
Monticello. We're the best in the West, we all say.
Is that the school fight song?
That was part of it, yeah.
That's hard to hear.
That's really funny.
We had elementary school fight songs,
Uh-huh.
but we were all in the same school district, and all the kids, like, we didn't compete in anything
Okay.
against each other. There was no, like, inter-league fucking...
Are you talking about Maple Grove?
Yeah, there was no, like, Fernbrook Elementary face off against Basswood Elementary this week. There's none of that shit, but we all had our own fight songs.
That's interesting.
Hip hip hooray for the Basswood Bulldogs. And it, like, literally, it was like hanging on a banner in the cafeteria.
Nice.
I want to know...
I would have thought that their song would have went, my parents have money, your parents have money, everybody in here is loaded.
It's a good one.
That's not...
Is that not Maple Grove?
It's catchy.
It is more now than it was. I mean, half of my elementary school was kids who walked straight over from the low-income apartments. Walked over the hill. Walked over the hill into school.
Yeah.
It's
When you were in, like, I'm assuming you were in, like, Little League stuff.
Yeah.
Would you get taken to, like, get ice cream or something afterwards? Like, was there a spot that you would get taken to?
Yeah, we had the Dairy Queen in town.
Oh, yeah.
Classic Dairy Queen.
Has it always been there?
Yeah, forever.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was actually, believe it or not, the one of the, like, bricks for the patio at Dairy Queen has a little plaque on it that says first brick ever laid in Maple Grove.
What?
That's hot.
No. No, that's not real.
I like it, though.
But yeah, so I mean, it has been there since we moved in, or since my parents moved in, fucking
Gotcha.
23 years ago or whatever.
It is weird that your parents moved to Maple Grove before you did.
Yeah.
I can't believe they left you in Brooklyn.
Well, it was such a shithole. They were like, all right, well, I'm gonna fucking clean this town up before we get the kids in here. Is that your ass?
That was me drinking.
Oh, it's like somebody has to
Sorry.
go wipe.
That's funny. I thought that was your ass.
Yeah, I know.
I think that would
we
make
both
the most
we both
sense.
gave the was that your ass face?
We looked into
And
each
then-
other's eyes as though to try and see down to our assholes.
Yeah, yeah. But I watched two specials last night. Two
Oh, what'd you
comedy
watch?
Specials. I watched Blowing the Light, Giannis Pappas.
That's so funny. I tried to watch it and I couldn't make it through.
Really? Yeah. Just not.
It's not a porn.
It's not a porn.
No.
Oh, okay.
I never
Just like-
watched those to completion.
Just a guy
either,
holding a light bulb. Oh, blowing the light. What? You didn't like it?
though. I don't know.
Not your speed.
There's
It-
something, and this is gonna sound so pretentious, but I don't feel like I'm gonna gain anything from that special. Like I turned off Seth Meyers' special within 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was
I was
horrible.
like, I'm not gonna get anything out of this. There's certain specials that I just watch 5 minutes of it and I go, I'm not gonna get anything.
I get that for sure. I will say it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the back half is very good.
Okay.
I think. And then he touches on some sort of not exactly culturally appropriate stuff, but he kind of shits on everybody when he does it. So it's like he's not like,
Well, he's Greek, so he can do that.
well, yeah. I mean, more like it's New York, so you can do that.
That is very true.
Yeah. If my grandma calls me during the podcast one more time,
Yeah, what's going on with that?
I don't know. I feel bad that I'm not going to answer, but
What do you do?
I mean, I can't answer because we're recording, but I also get worried because, my grandpa's been in and out of the hospital and stuff. I just don't want it to be
fuck.
a scary phone call.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and then I watched Dad Channels because I haven't watched it. I've listened to it. I haven't watched it.
I completely forgot about that. Shit, I gotta watch that.
Have you not seen?
I haven't.
Have you heard it?
No, I remember the promos though, because we were trying
Bro,
to get
it
him.
is fantastic. It's so good. So good. So good, Chris.
He
One of the best specials I've ever seen. Not even exaggerating.
I'm not. Did you say it right? Say it again.
His name's Chad Daniels. The name of the special is Dad Channels.
Okay. Thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
he reminds me of Dontrell in that people from Minneapolis were trying to get Dontrell out of St. Cloud like dire. Like they were like, you gotta get the fuck out of there and come up to Minneapolis or
Yeah.
down to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And Chad Daniels,
L.A.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Tom Segura fucking produced that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. It's a YMH, like...
I didn't know that.
I don't think it's an actual YMH one, but it's on 800 Pound Gorilla Records, but I think the filming was produced by Tom Segura.
Holy shit. That makes a lot of sense.
Everyone in LA fucking loves him.
Oh, yeah.
For good reason. He's one of the best comics in the world.
Yeah. Very
And it's
funny.
not just like he can fucking do an hour and have a special, like one of the best comics in the world. It's like the Joe Rogan thing where he's like, I mean, there's probably 1,000 headline comics in the world. There's maybe, I mean, I haven't seen every comic ever. So, I'm limited to what media is available to me and those who I've seen live.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to die on the hill that there are maybe 50 comics as good as Chad Daniels in the world.
Well, the other thing that people like about him is like the way that he acts off stage is very easy to work with.
Yeah.
So like on top of being textbook awesome fucking comic on stage, he can turn it off when he gets off stage and do whatever what's the other stuff we got to do.
Yeah, well, he's also like
Team player. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
but he's so personable on stage. That like you feel like even if he gives you a hard time as an audience member kind of thing, like he's still on your side. And that's the way he works through that whole hour. I mean, it's so fucking good. And there's many parts where like there's sort of crowd work going on.
Okay.
It's not like engaged interaction though. Like where like he doesn't engage the audience for responses, you know?
Yep.
They respond to his material and then he like goes off on these tangents based on like their responses. Like and he just dives in. And I mean, bless his heart if he found a way to make it seem as fucking off the cuff as he did.
Okay.
I mean, it's sharp as shit. Don't get me wrong, but it does not seem prepared. But you listen to it and you're like, this fucking has to be prepared. There's no way he's writing one-liners and fucking tags and whatever follow-ups to tags. Like, I mean, it's like he goes in on these audience reactions where you're like, how the fuck did you just think of that right now? You're filming a special. I'll be shitting my pants.
Yeah.
It's so good, bro.
There's a guy who's on Your Mom's House today.
What's his name?
Steve, is it Steve Burrell?
Steve Carell. He played Michael Scott in The Office.
I want to say it's Steve Burrell. Oh, it's on the computer. Fuck, it's not. Oh, right now. Shit.
And Steve Bratz.
Steve Bratz?
That's just the subject line on that email.
Oh, that's funny. I was way off.
Cool.
Ian Bagg.
Steve Burrell?
Yeah, Steve
Burrell sounds like a knockoff character that China made for their own version of The Office that's called The Department.
But Ian Bagg.
He's a purchasing manager.
Steve Burrell?
Yeah, #1 result on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's awesome. Ian Bagg is like revered as the best crowd work comic to have ever existed. I mean, he's still alive now, but like,
is he old?
He's
because like Andrew Schultz is the new up and coming fucking crowd work.
This guy can do crowd work anywhere in the world, though. Like Segura has been talking about him for years. I can't believe they just now got him on the podcast, but just he has an entire album that's just crowd work, and he has this hilarious Canadian accent too. He's like
really?
He's like Norm Macdonald on cocaine.
Ian Bagg?
Ian Bagg.
All right, I'll check him out.
That's Ian Bagg for 50% off Manscaped. Manscaped. We have to hit 1,000 downloads an episode to get a sponsorship from those.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Dude, I was going to tell you a story today that I was hoping was going to get us that Manscaped sponsorship because I fucking need a lawnmower 3.0. Hey, Manscaped, I know you're not listening, but if you fucking do, I really could use a lawnmower 3.0.
Yeah.
I fucking did some manscaping. I shaved my bag region. Like,
I also have pubic hair.
I thought you were going to say balls.
Not anymore.
correct. Those
Our
are gone.
balls will thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to tell this quick little side story.
Please.
Shaved my bag the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time I've used a razor doing it in a long time. Usually I just use a clippers, but it doesn't get down to the nitty gritty.
Are you sweating?
Wait a second.
Yeah.
A Clippers. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Although I didn't use words. I just was like,
I knew what you meant.
yeah. So I'm talking to the camera here in case Manscaped
Please.
is listening. Okay. I shaved using a razor. Okay. Bright move? Probably not. I have what could only be described as road rash to the nth power right now. It is horrifying. It's been days, literal days of me having to go in the bathroom every like 2 hours and lather up my fucking pubis, my fupa with...
Oh, your pubis mundus.
I don't know what it's called, but...
I'm telling you that's what it's called.
Is that actually...
Pubis mundus.
You're lying. There's no way that's not what... That's what it's called?
I'm going to let it ride. I'm not going to look it up.
Thank you.
Okay.
That sounds wonderful.
Okay, so I've been shaving my pubis mundus with the clippers, and now I used a razor, and now I've had to every 2 hours but lathering fucking extreme moisturizer on that region because it hurts so bad. It hurts right now. I had to change the style of underwear I normally wear. Normally I wear a tighter brief because it accents the butt cheeks much better. I've got an absolute dumper, and I'm not showing it off. You know what I mean? But I've been wearing boxers the last few days because they don't press up against that region, and then the little pokies go through the boxers, and then when you move them, then they fucking you know what I'm telling you? I'm trying to avoid that. It is horrifying. I need a new method to clean my bag.
Yeah.
Dude, it's bad. This is the worst. I mean,
Are we still doing the promo, or are we just talking?
I shaved
about
my whole body. Do you see all the fucking
little bumpies?
Yeah, dude. It looks straight up like acid rain hit my pubes.
How? I mean, okay. First thing, what type of razor are you using? Gillette, Schick. What are you doing?
Well, I don't want to lose another chance at a sponsorship here, so I'm not going to say the brand. We're going to say it's a Harry's razor because I don't like their razors.
Right. So I get...
Which is a triple?
They use I believe it's 4 blades.
Okay.
See, I go Pentagon.
I went with a 6 blade.
Really?
And it's still... Now, granted, I'm a big idiot, and I used the razor the wrong direction a couple times.
Wait, on your bag?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I used the clippers on the bag, but I wanted to get this region.
I'm still thrown off by you saying you use clippers on your bag because
literally, I stretch out my scrot, and then I like adjust it to the light so that I can see the hairs, and then I like get the hairs off.
See, that's where I use the razor is on my bag.
Oof, my goof.
But I just I've been shaving my pubes since 8th grade.
Same.
Really?
I had pubes in 4th grade.
I didn't realize it was a contest, but okay.
No, I'm just saying, like, by 8th grade, I needed to fucking get rid of that thing.
Gotcha.
I started to choke it out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess I have a method figured out that
and I normally stick to the same method I've been using. Clippers everywhere. Just take them, just all the stuff, you know?
Interesting.
Literal mow the lawn. Kind of action, if you will. But I wanted to spice things up, you know? I was like, you know, how funny would it be to be sitting down on the couch naked, which I never do. I don't know why I would even consider doing that. But how cool would it be to sit down naked and see my reflection in my pubis mungus?
You pronounced it perfectly.
I struggled pretty hard.
Oh, you did great.
Oh, well, thanks. Because partway through, I was like, I'm saying this wrong. Anyway.
You're saying the made-up thing wrong?
Yeah. I mean, it's not real. I know it's not. But
Pubis mundus is real.
Mons pubis?
Mons pubes.
Huh. But
That's
anyway, yeah. So
Mons pubis is real.
I usually go down, you know, if I ever use the razor.
Mm-hmm.
Purely just to go with the grain. Don't want to cause any problems. But this time I was like, let's go against the grain. Let's get this thing. And bad idea. Bad news layers.
Yeah.
So
I go every direction on my bag with the razor.
Yeah, I mean, there's far less grain action going on with the bag. The bag, it goes straight out.
On the shaft, I go against the grain.
So on the shaft, for me, it really only reaches about a half inch to an inch up the shaft.
Okay.
Because it comes mostly up the bag.
I hadn't thought about this, but I have hairs going almost to where the color changes.
Okay, yeah. I'll give you that. I'm talking about full growth.
Okay, sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm not saying on my bag I got a literal afro. That's not happening. But this is the most sophisticated pube talk I've ever had.
Yeah.
But it's like this is a part of my life, you know, and we talk about life on this, and we don't hold anything back. If you don't like what you're hearing, I apologize. You know, you probably, if you don't like this, you know, fast forward or whatever. But we need the views, so don't turn it off.
But yeah, please.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you're thinking,
you wanna?
Yeah, you're done talking about BS. I don't know what are we at? What's the timestamp?
55.
Woo!
That's what I was feeling.
I didn't realize it'd been an hour
Yeah.
because I talked for 45 of it. So.
I've been looking at Mons Pubis.
Oh, it is Mons Pubis, not Pubis Mundus?
If we're talking about the mound.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
So it's not actually called a fupa?
Well, I mean, the fupa is a different thing.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's do some brought to you by.
Yeah. Am I starting this week?
Oh, sure.
So helpful of me with my to not move. I don't know who wrote this one, but it's funny.
Well, technically, I wrote them all.
Okay. We got a wise gal on our hands.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do for the... Got it. Okay.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Mara's reusable coffee cups. Don't throw that shit away. Save it for tomorrow. And by Gillette. Oh my God, you douche canoe. Do that way different next time. Oh,
What do you
no,
mean?
you did it again.
What are you talking about?
You look like a pretentious pancake eater when you do that. Literally.
I love the idea of pretentious pancake eater.
Like you tuck your bib at McDonald's.
I'm going to start calling people that. You pretentious pancake eater. Get the fuck out of my house.
Whoa.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Vanilla Ice Dairy-Free Iced Coffee. Coffee so good, we're getting sued by the ghost of Freddie Mercury. Blue.
There's a little fluid in that burp.
It's a smidge foamy.
This episode of... That's really funny. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to actually do a prelude to it, like a write-your-own prelude, but we'll...
I gotcha. Take two.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by ABC's new streaming platform, NetDicks. Everything on Netflix, but acted out by a whole bunch of dicks. ABC, the all butts and cocks network. Tune in to Channel 45 ABC Family. A PG-13 version of our usual content.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Somebody was talking about
Sorry.
Jonah Hill's character in Superbad when he draws all those dicks,
Yeah, and they're like immaculate. They're like beautiful dicks somehow.
and that's where that
You know,
thought
what,
came
you know
from.
what foods are shaped like dicks? All the good ones.
The best kind.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Vegan Unicycles. Our patented Invisiseat goes directly into the anus for a cruelty-free unicycling experience.
Whose is that? Well,
I wrote
done.
them all yesterday, so I kind of forgot.
Oh, okay. Because the way you read it, you were like, "Huh, interesting." This is how fucking stupid you looked. Ready?
Yeah. Well, I did it way better than that. I'll show you the next time around.
I don't want to see it again. Do something funnier.
Okay.
It's obvious, isn't it?
Oh, she strikes again. Fucking A. Oh, this is so good. You're legitimately a great writer. I have to just say that.
Thank you.
You are. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Beer Regards Liquor. Wash away your shame using coupon code Bo knows what you did with those hoes. God, it's so good.
Ah, shit, that was very good. I started sweating. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Tony Robbins' new book, A Tale of Two Hands. The story of Tony's rise to stardom, one murder at a time.
With secondhand accounts from his actual stagehands. And his fucking enormous hands. That's really good. Is that it?
That was it.
Wow. Well done this week, you guys.
Hell yeah.
Hey, dude, absolutely listener. You're listening. Time to participate. Send us some fucking brought to you guys on our Facebook page.
I'm gonna call out one person individually.
What's up, Doug?
Mom needs help with the groceries.
Oh, what? All right.
It was a horrifying fart. That stinks so bad.
Are you just pretending?
No, it reeks.
You're not into it even a little bit?
No, I am into it. I love
okay.
I love the smell of my own
Just
brand.
making sure.
No. Whew, magoof. Huh? Did I ever tell you my butt my dad's my butt stinks thing?
No.
All right. Great story about I shouldn't have name dropped him. Bleep that.
Okay. Oh, and we're back.
Yeah, nice. So when we were kids, we on like road trips and shit, my dad would always do this thing in the car. Even not on road trips, we like fucking coming home from hockey practice. My dad would do this thing where he'd lock the windows like quietly, right? And then like you'd either not hear anything or you'd like hear what maybe could be a fart. And then it would be like silent for 10 seconds. And then my dad would go, "Oof, my butt stinks." And that was all he would say. He wouldn't say, "Excuse me," wouldn't say, "I farted," wouldn't say, "Sorry about that, guys." He literally would just go, "Oof, my butt stinks."
Uh-huh.
And he did it like 1,000 times growing up. So then, yeah, I just thought it was so funny. So now.
That's you making that sound, yeah?
That sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, just now. Yeah.
It's happened like 3 times and you haven't addressed it. It just thought it was such a funny thing to
I'm
go
trying to go
along
through
with
it.
the
I got
story.
my acid reflux is really bad today.
It was just funny.
I know. I feel bad. I apologize. I had ramen today.
I almost ate ramen yesterday.
Fantastic. Love ramen, but shouldn't have got the spicy stuff. My heartburn is not good right now. My acid reflux is worse. Also, a little callback to a previous episode. Listener, you're gonna have to go back and listen to this story from Chris so that you know what he's talking about. Anyway, so remember you were talking about the whole gurgle thing that you have?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
It happens to me every day since that story.
Oh, really?
Straight up.
Oh, fuck. You know what happened to me last night?
Uh-oh.
This is pretty weird. I had a dream. This is the weirdest, maybe the weirdest dream I've ever had.
Is it a sexual
Except for
thing?
the one dream where I turned into a penis. But this was up there. So I'm going to blame it on your mom's house, their live show. There's a lot of buttholes and it's kind of gross. But somebody, I won't name names, had 3 holes in the back. And I was like, what do I do with these? And this person was like, put your dick in one of them. And I was like, which one? And then I had that thought. I was like, well, I've already put my dick in these 2 holes. There was like a 3rd hole on the butt cheek. It's very odd. So I'm doing that, right? And the excitement of, I can't believe there's a new hole. I can't believe this is happening. I woke up because I must have been physically thrusting in my sleep. I woke myself up and was like, oh my God. Like, I looked over at Kim and luckily she didn't notice, but I've never thrust myself awake.
Good for you, though, man.
It's insane.
You still, I mean, hey, what you put like 55 now, 56?
55.
Still got that fucking thunder, baby.
Yeah, that's
Good
right.
for you. That's huge.
It was weird.
A
3rd hole.
I will say that's very weird. It is. But it's also a dream. Weird shit happens all the time in dreams. But weird, completely inexplicable, doesn't make sense. Why the fuck would my brain make this shit happens in every dream?
Where was the other one?
It was on the left butt cheek.
So we had the regular?
Right, regular butthole, but it kind of looked like a butthole.
No, I'm saying there's 3 total.
Yep.
Right.
One's in the normal spot.
2 are in the normal spot.
That's what I was wondering.
So
okay.
B hole, V hole,
3-hole.
3 hole. Yeah.
Nice.
God, it was so weird.
I mean, very weird, but again, like,
It had a dark color around it like a butthole.
yeah.
So now that I think about it, I'm like, could this individual poop out of both holes?
I was gonna
They
say
might be
need,
able to.
They need their own toilet seat.
That's kind of that's so funny. Their toilet seat has a sidecar. Harley Davidson starts making toilets. That's really funny. So my weird dream thing that happens, and this is a recurring dream. I think I've been having this dream since I was a kid,
Okay.
where I fly in the dream,
Ah,
but I don't have wings. I don't fly, flap my arms and fly.
gotcha. Superman style.
No.
No?
This
Oh.
is the weird.
Okay.
I fly like you tread water.
That's adorable.
Literally. So I like
I
go
like
like
that.
this, and then I like kick my legs. So dumb. So
It's like
weird.
a Peter Pan
Yeah,
stage
yeah, yeah.
play with
Yeah.
the wires.
Yeah. It's very
That's so
weird.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. So the weirdest dream, and it's one that has stuck with me, obviously.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
had the dream when I was, I don't know, like 8. Whenever Triple H was still cool from WWF.
so,
WWF.
A
So
couple
you had
decades.
you had this dream in your nap this afternoon?
But yeah, so Triple H, right? That was his name?
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is in the dream, and we're like running through this maze, and I trip and I fall over, and my legs start to bind together. And then like I suddenly shift to like his perspective, and I just watched myself turn into a penis. It was insane.
I was going to say A Whole New World starts playing, and Sebastian the Crab is like, Chris, welcome. You're a merman now.
Chris, come over here. And then he circumcised me. A Whole New World is Aladdin. I went the wrong way.
I know, I'm dumb. That's why I was like, we just both just dove straight
You
in.
said A Whole New World, and I went Under the Sea, is my brain.
Under the Sea is the right...
Is that
I
what you were looking
referenced Sebastian.
I know. Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, I said A Whole New World. And dude, that's, again, best friend material right there.
Fucking great.
Sometimes I wake up in a submission hold.
Of yourself?
Yeah, I've got myself in like an arm bar.
What?
Yeah, like I'll have like literally and,
Jesus.
and like my elbow hurts like really bad. Like I have to like recover after I wake up.
Do you dramatically look at Pikachu as though he may be looking?
You're like, where were you, dude? The fuck?
Supposed to break this shit up. Aren't we a tag team?
That's funny. Man. Wow.
Dreams.
I do love dreams, man.
Dreams are pretty great. Should we do some Primuses as well?
Sure. You want to see my Primus or
I do want to see your Primus. I was going to ask if you want to see the scars on my testicles.
no?
Okay.
I'm good.
Just
I think so.
checking.
It's not that I'm not pro looking at your best friend's balls, you know?
Okay.
If you need a glance, I'll kindly, but you're asking, so
They're just very unique. I've only seen one other person ever have them. It was a porn star. And I was like, it's for me. And I tried to search his name. I couldn't find him. Because I was like, one of us got
would
in
you
there.
dunk your bag in a blender? What the fuck happened?
I scratched my balls so much when I was a youngster and showered so little, as one does, that I scarred my balls and like the inner thigh. It looks like I got burnt in a very specific way.
Oh wow.
Like a
I mean,
villain
I have
that's
stretch marks on my thighs.
a villain that's like an OBGYN
Ah.
put me in stirrups and was like,
Wow. Let's give this thing a thorough breakdown.
these are going to look like vanilla wafers one day.
So,
Oh, I'll go first.
yeah. I was like, where's your prom?
Okay, sorry. We went on that ball. Oh, did you see the trailer for Bert Kreischer's new Netflix special, by the way?
He's got another
Or not
one?
special, series.
Oh, no.
It actually looks wonderful.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna text it to you. Oh, also, I don't know if before we should talk about this, but Brian Callen has lost his fucking mind. Do you follow him on Twitter?
No.
Is that the Mad TV guy?
Mm-hmm. He's lost it, dude.
What do you mean?
So Jen Kirkman, another comedian, tweeted how like there's all these accusations.
Jen Kirkman.
What did I say?
Is that what you said?
Yeah, Jen Kirkman.
I was just confirming. Yeah.
Yeah. So LA Times vetted everybody that they interviewed, did a bunch of research, and like they should be taken seriously. And a month after Callen's accusations, he's already getting booked at gigs. And she was like, that hurts on such a deep level to show that these clubs don't, so she said all these things that it means. Callen tweeted her and said, why don't you come on my show and we can talk about it? So he started another podcast, 2 actually. There's Fighter in the Rinks, because technically he's not allowed to do Fighter and the Kid anymore.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So whoever bought the Fighter and the Kid, they're like, we can't have him attached to it anymore. And he started one with Sam Tripoli, and it's all about, I mean, the concept seems to be people being against Hollywood. It's like pop culture conspiracy theories. It's very, very shaky. And then he did that thing today. And he's suing one of the accuser's husbands.
What?
It's just bizarro land, dude. It is fucking insane.
I'm going to tread very lightly here.
Okay.
So, give me some grace.
Okay.
I can imagine that something this impactful and intense and whatever can have serious psychological repercussions.
Sure.
Given that the actions that he allegedly took have worse psychologically.
Yeah.
Right. So, win some and lose some, and some get rained out, but like
Some get rained out. I like that.
yeah, it's a
It's a golf thing.
no, that's actually
Hockey.
Caitlin's grandpa says that all the time. It's one of my favorite phrases. It's hard because like if the allegations are not true,
Would be insane.
right? Granted, yes, but I mean, I would think that in either of our cases, you would do literally everything you could to prove your
To
innocence.
clear your name. Yeah.
Right. So asking somebody who's advocating for the victims to come on your podcast so that you can talk them through your side of the story seems reasonable in that headspace.
Right.
It's not.
But to tie yourself to Sam Tripoli, who very few people take him seriously, the things that he says.
Yeah.
Like, he's got his fans, and they love the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Well, I think the reason he's doing this stuff with Sam Tripoli is because Sam Tripoli is like one of the few people who spoke out.
Yeah, but in a very conspiracy.
Yeah, that's how he talks about everything now. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, he went to bat for Brian right after the allegations came out. So Brian's like, well, at least there's still one person who believes me. Now, is fucking Big Brown still working with him?
Yeah.
And that's the Fighter in the Rinks? So does the Fighter and the Kid not exist anymore?
It does. They do. So it's all behind paywalls. So you can't go and view these anywhere unless you pay on Patreon for both the Sam Tripoli one and the Fighter in the Rings one.
But the original Fighter and the Kid still exists.
Yeah.
And they're recording new episodes?
Mm-hmm.
With who?
Josh Wolf did a ton, which is so annoying. He's good comic, but fuck me. Hearing that dude's wheeze coyote cackle thing for everything that anyone says is just outlandishly annoying. Can't stand it. But then he has random co-hosts, how they've done in the past.
And that's the one with the MMA fighter?
Yeah. Brendan Schub.
The most undeserving person to receive a special ever.
Undeniably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got a special on Showtime?
Yeah. Well, he's got a bunch of contracts with Showtime for other things.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is his special on Showtime.
That's why I think, though, that he was able to finagle it. Because I think anybody else who produces specials would look at his set and go, no way. But because his fan base continues to grow and grow and grow, because he shines as a podcast personality.
And shines is a stretch.
Theo Vaughn has changed, for the better, a massive way that he does his jokes on podcasts now. So much more bearable. Now that he was okay. He just really wanted to be Chris D'Elia for a long time is what it felt like.
Yeah.
But now with the Theo thing, he's his own guy. He's Thick Boy Bike Club. He's goofy, non-violent bastard. It's very funny. Well, anyways. Did you hear the Titanic?
It's Pikachu! It's Clefairy!
I was thinking how it's nice being sober now. When I drive by a police officer, I don't get nervous. I don't have that man, I know I only had one beer, but what if I'm over the limit and and all that stuff. I don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
That being said, I got pulled over last week, and officer was like, "You had anything to drink tonight, sir?" I was like, "No, actually, 225 days sober." He was like, "Congratulations. What's that in your lap?" I said, "Sir, that's a fully cooked rotisserie chicken." And guys, I don't know if you knew this, but you can get a ticket for driving with a rotisserie chicken in your lap.
What?
While eating it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you got pulled over.
Uh-huh. And my greasy fingers, so I was driving erratically. It's a mess. That's why he thought I was drunk. And I was like, "No, I'm just fat."
Is this fucking real, Chris?
No.
Oh, I was like, dude, seek help. That's funny though. I will say, because I love you and I'm supporting you, not my favorite joke.
Okay.
That you've done here.
Well, I mean,
I think the premise
yes
is needs work.
Yes.
So that said, I think if you strip that premise down even further than where it is. So the premise of I'm sober now, I'm not afraid of getting pulled over by cops. With that said, here's what happened when I did get pulled over recently.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really fat premise, I think. I think if you chop it to I'm not afraid of getting pulled over for drinking anymore, but here are things you can be afraid of.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I mean? Search for other things to be afraid of.
Ah, yes.
Because I don't think eating a rotisserie chicken, having a rotisserie chicken sitting in your lap is...
You don't think that's outlandish enough?
No, it's outlandish. It's fucking plenty outlandish. I think it's too outlandish.
Ah.
I think you pick something that, now that you're sober, is a new concern that was not a concern before because you weren't sober.
Right.
So priority was, number one concern was, am I drunk right now while I'm driving? But now that that's gone, texting while driving is such a low-hanging fruit. I would avoid that. But like, you could do something like,
ooh, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Sir, what was... I did get pulled over because I had some paraphernalia in the passenger seat.
Okay.
And it turns out having an open flame in your car to roast s'mores. Huh?
Yes and no.
Because then you get hit with...
It fits it more into your sort of style where it's like misdirection completely,
Yeah.
But if you want to make it something that you can like really build off of, I think you go with something that's like relatable enough and still outlandish. So like officers are like, okay, but what do you have in your hands? And you're like, drumsticks.
Okay.
You're air drumming. Turns out like you driving with your knee and air drumming to Here I Go Again on My Own
Gotcha.
is still punishable by law. Or, whatever, some bullshit like that.
I do struggle in that regard because my mind is so goofy.
Yeah.
That I look for the
what's the most ridiculous thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a way to write jokes, and I totally am with you on that.
No,
But
I'm
I feel
saying
like if you do something way outlandish, crazy, insane, it's really hard to follow that up with any tags. Because the punchline is so like, boom, that's my punchline. You have to follow it up with a brand new joke.
Yeah.
And you could still fit in the same premise, but it's got to be a new joke inside that.
If he wasn't a dark meat guy, I definitely would have gotten that ticket.
That's a great line to go with that, actually.
But that's really as far as it could go. Like, to your point, the way that I do jokes is really there's only room for like the one to three things.
I'm kind of second guessing my take on this now because I'm realizing there are some other premises that could, or some other tags that could, but you would have to use them exclusively.
Right.
Well, maybe not. You could do if he was a dark meat guy, I think I could have gotten away with that ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could have just fucking stopped at Krispy Kreme instead of, whatever. But that I feel like is too played out of
I would have gotten out of that ticket if I wasn't so set in my ways and would have given him one of the drumsticks. But I couldn't do that because obviously the drumsticks are the best part.
Yeah. I offered him a bite, but after your hands have been all over, I'm trying to think like it's
hard to keep
it's an additional
what
crime.
Is it, 10 and 2? It's hard to keep your hands at 10 and 2 and there's grease all
when
over
they keep
them.
sliding down to 9 and
Yeah.
or, 9 and 3 or whatever.
7 and
5.
3. 7 and 4.
Would be 8 and 4.
6. Oh, you're right. 8.
Yeah.
Look like I'm jerking off an orangutan.
Or what if the situation would have been much worse if you were a dark meat guy? And then that's racism.
Which I like. I'm glad you went there.
Yeah. God, Mara, that was funny. I gotta give it to you. It's funny, but I love how we're like actively hammering it out, and like the funniest thing said is like totally not meant to be a part of the. You know what I mean? Fucking A. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can take it.
Yeah.
It's a good premise, though. I love the idea of like I'm no longer afraid of getting pulled over for being drunk driving.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop me from being afraid of being pulled over.
Yeah.
Because of all this other insane shit that I do.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, love that. I think it's great because it has such a powerful like tidbit of truth in it.
Oh.
It
actually could lead into the other fat jokes that I have. Because then I could be like,
for sure.
And gang, that's why we are where we are today. And I like turn to the side and
for sure.
And then boom, going.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think like you want to give those pieces of you to the audience, as like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Increase your relatability, but also it's like you're not pitying yourself. You're
I
not
thought you were going to say gay.
Well, okay.
Because I am.
Yeah. Well, you can't hammer my ass and tell me you're not gay. All right. I'm just saying, like you're not like asking for their pity.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm sober now, and it's I have this really hard, whatever, like battle with sobriety.
Really, that's a tiny. It's
just being like, I'm sober now, and then people are like, oh, okay, and then everyone who's ever fucking driven a car and also had a good time is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
and had a good time.
Yeah, I know.
I like that.
So like, that's, you get that little piece in there too, or everyone's going to be like, fucking yeah.
I like the idea of doing that. Like, everyone likes having a good time here, right?
But like, you mean drinking?
Yeah. And then or no, to say, so when you're driving under the influence and you're terrified that there's a cop everywhere, like, I like that misdirection too, to be like, everyone's like, yeah, I do love having a good time. On Saturdays we have family game night. We don't drink and drive though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's pretty good. I like it. I mean, I think it's a good premise.
Awesome. Well, let's hear yours. Very tan legs, by the way.
I do. Yeah. It's from golf.
You're doing great.
Thanks, bud. Sheesh. The other day, a friend said to me, don't you think it's weird that the older you get, the longer relationships last? And at first I was like, yeah, that is weird. But after thinking about it for a few seconds, I was like, no, it's not weird at all. First of all, I don't know of a single adult couple that I know that's in a relationship that started with a paper note that said, will you go out with me? Yes or no, circle one on it. And second of all, when you're an adult, you actually talk to the person you're dating. Remember in 7th grade when you had to talk to when you had to talk to the person through their friends and your friends, like the most trivial game of telephone of all time? Like, how many relationships did you have growing up that were like, man, I don't know why Shannon dumped me. I told Jimmy to tell Sandra to tell Cassie to tell Shannon that she looked really pretty today, and then Taylor told Cassie to tell Grace to tell Lucas that I was an asshole. It's probably because Sandra had a crush on you and Lucas had a crush on Shannon. When you get older, Shannon just tells you you're an asshole because you forgot to tell her she looked pretty.
That's really good.
Thank you.
God damn, that run-on is fucking fuego.
The problem is, I don't like memorizing my jokes. So I have to be able to like get that so well ingrained that I can just rip it all out.
The nice thing is you can, like, if you just have in your head, like,
all the signposts.
Like the spotted hyena joke that I do.
Yeah.
Those names change sometimes.
Yep.
Because it's applicable to just drunk girls in general.
Right.
Elementary school kids.
Right.
Can be.
Right.
You can just rattle off.
Right.
Tommy told Sarah to tell Jessica to tell Savina that.
Right. So that one's kind of a complete joke, I guess. I think it's like I could take that on stage and I think it would do all right.
Yeah.
But I do want to explore the young love versus old love premise a little bit more, because I think that there's some legs there. Like, you're also really quick to the trigger when it comes to like things like saying love, and I feel like though there are a lot of things that switch, you're quick to the trigger to tell a girl you love her in 7th grade, but you're also horrified about making out because you're like, oh God, I don't want her to think I suck at this, and then everyone in the fucking school's going to know, and then nobody's going to date me, so maybe let's hold off on that, and I'll just like keep taking you to the same park all the time. And we could just talk about the football practice that happens every Wednesday. Meanwhile, like as an adult, you're like, fucking stop telling girls that you love them, because then they never leave you. But also, can we bang right now? We just met.
Interesting. That's a world that I'm not familiar with anymore.
Me either. I never was.
You were always...
I was never the let's bang right away guy.
Oh, okay.
I've always been the...
But
I think I love her.
But I never lived in a house full of bros. So like, even like introspectively, I don't know what that world really looks like. Because I would always talk about being married, and my friends would always be like the second that somebody would be like, oh man, it's so fucking lame that you're married, I'm like, yeah, it sucks that we bang every day. It's so lame.
Yeah.
They'd be like,
Oh, shit.
and then they'd be like, I haven't had sex in like 3 months.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I know, man.
Right.
I'm fucking all the time.
Always fucking.
That was the cool thing.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Kim and Chris's sex life. Always fucking.
I wish we were always fucking still, but I mean, up until the kids, well, even after the kids were, I got lucky. I got lucky. I say it all the time, but Mike.
For more than just getting that every day.
Well, but Mike Catherwood, you know who that is?
You say your catheter?
I did say my catheter.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that does sound like my catheter. Mike Catherwood.
Is his name Mike Catherwood?
Catherwood.
Okay, so
He's
spread it out.
Drew.
It's like saying Mike Hunt.
Dr. Drew's. Oh my god, I did see some guy's name. I have to cut this part out, but there was a guy whose name was.
Yeah. Yeah. The best name I've ever seen like that, though, guy's name, straight up, swear to God this is real. He's in the Hockey Hall of Fame in Fargo. Real guy. Dick Paradise.
Wow.
Yup.
Bermuda.
Missed his calling.
Bahama. I wanna see your bona.
Missed his calling hardcore.
But yeah, so Mike Catherwood is Dr. Drew's like sidekick. He took over when Adam Carolla left Loveline.
Okay.
And Mike, he was talking about how like we say that sex isn't everything, but having a partner who is on the same level as far as sex drive goes makes a big difference in your relationship. And that's not something weird or shallow or anything.
Yeah.
Because that can be a point of contention. Like you hear, like that's the classic joke that I would always hear when we got married. Oh, prepare to stop having sex. And I was like, I do it. We do it so much that sometimes I would be like, ugh, I'm too tired. That's how much we would do it all the time. Now, that being said, we were so in sync in that regard in our relationship that like that was never a point of contention. And in a relationship, they're already hard enough as it is. Having one less thing to worry about is awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What? Am I on camera right now?
You're on candid camera.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
The original punked.
Yeah. So people get back to downloading episodes because we saw a dip this month and it makes me sad.
Yeah, what the hell?
Even though we're still doing good, like we're averaging what we have been averaging for whatever. But last month it was so fucking awesome that I'm like, oh man, how come?
Yeah, we here's the thing, listener. First of all, if you made it this far, thank you. And congratulations. The second thing, really, I mean, kind of low-key sort of dealio here on this one, but, you know, we could use your help to grow this podcast, you know?
I am shameless in that regard.
It's not
Share
free.
this shit.
And I got to tell you, you know, from one lover to the next, Chris's Facebook posts have been performing pretty poorly because he posts the show so much.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't post the show as much, because it only gets...
But it's not as bad for you because you only have to do the one.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't post our show as much because we're friends with most of the same people from the comedy community, and those are the only people that like my post about the show. I'm not getting likes from like my other friends and people outside of comedy.
Oh, interesting.
And so like, especially people who aren't in the comedy scene that are listening to this show, share it. I mean, if you're in the comedy scene, fucking share it, please. But
this is a direct message to all of the listeners in Japan. I don't know who you are, but you guys are staying consistent and crushing Canada.
I have a theory on your Japanese listeners.
Please.
I think they're not Japanese. I think they're based in the United States, but they're using a VPN because they want to watch all the cool tentacle cartoons on Netflix.
Holy shit. That makes so much sense. Wow.
Now I don't have to do that weirdly, definitely racist Japanese accent to say thank you anymore.
Hey.
Yeah.
You do a racist accent?
Yeah. I haven't done it in a long time.
Yoshimi.
No.
What would
that's
it
not-
be? Can I hear it?
Yeah, for Japanese. Japanese is so guttural. It's such a great language.
I just want to hear. Just give me a taste.
Thank you, listener, for listening to Dude Absolute.
It'd be Sankayu.
Thank you for listening to Dude Absolute. You must go to the dojo.
You're the guy from Star Wars.
Yeah, well, that's
Oh.
Were you present for that? Were you here yet for that conversation? That'd be
I
a
must
fun
have
one to
heard it.
revisit.
That was like our most legendary episode. The laughs per minute were off the charts.
We did pretty good today, though.
Yeah.
Lots of gigs today.
There were some gigs.
So many gigs. Like somebody's poking my ribs. That's my tickle spot, by the way. A lot of people get ticklish in the armpits, maybe the belly, maybe the neck. My tickle spot right here. You get me right there. I am squirming.
I thought you were going to say squirting.
No, I wish. God, how cool would that be?
Where would you do squirt though?
It's more of a dribble.
You out of your butt.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
call. Oh,
That says to me that it's like a super soaker. Like the more times you pump it,
mine.
the more.
Yeah.
I mean anatomy in general.
Oh,
That's just
okay,
how
yeah.
that functions.
Yeah, for sure. Are we talking about penis now, or are we talking about beehole?
Penis.
Okay, because I thought you were still referring to beehole, and I was like, by pumps, do you mean eating super spicy ramen? Because that certainly does.
You could look at those as pumps.
That does pump up my colon.
Oh, that's what we should start saying.
What?
Like when you eat food, like that's 4 pumps for sure.
I don't pump out of my ass. It's not.
No. You pump, and then the super soaker
And
is
then
your
you jump.
anus.
And then you jump.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's what I'm sort of with you. I still think the best thing I've come up with on this show is I'm not hard, you're hard. I used that today with somebody else, and they thought it was funny. So
It's because it is funny.
I know, and it feels good to be funny.
You did it good.
Thanks, dude.
Okay.
Same time next week.
So you guys heard of video games?
Yeah.
It's like
This is like becoming my favorite thing.
That was way more seamless. We're ruining it now, but that was so good. Sorry. Keep
well, it
going.
needed to happen eventually.
Yeah.
We've been building up to it.
Oh, for us to ruin it?
No,
Because that's been building for years. It pays off a lot.
it's fun.
Okay, so go ahead.
So yeah, video games. It's shit's tight, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's a game.
Yeah, right.
Then there's also like a video.
Yes.
It's genius. Now this might be like a really 90s thing, maybe even borderline 80s.
Okay.
Did you ever have a board game that came with a VHS tape?
Oh, wow.
I don't know that I ever did, but I
You-
know they exist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say for you, definitely that didn't exist for you. Maybe a DVD game.
My aunt had a shit ton of them.
Well, like
It's really
Trivial
funny.
Pursuit came with VHS.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like, so specifically I'm thinking of a game called Atmosphere.
Okay.
Slug?
And it's spelled at FEAR because,
Wow.
yeah.
So it's a horror game.
shit owns. And basically like the tape runs, and I'll just watch the tape because it's fun to watch. Like it's
Okay.
nostalgic for me. It's like
Yeah.
it's an hour long, and it's mostly just ambient music, and it's like spooky. And then every once in a while, this Emperor Palpatine looking guy who looks like he's gonna go to a rave, who also sounds like the bridge keeper in Monty Python's Holy Grail. He just pops him on the screen and he's like, "Stop! Whose turn is it? Raise your hand. Hold up a number. You lose that many turns." And then he like fades away for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
And this is the kind of shit I watch at like 2 a.m. in my little tent.
This is your Bob Ross
Yeah,
to
I'm
go to
just
sleep.
sitting there like, yeah, this is fucking rad. But like the idea of that is like a board game with an archaic format, like it's like Monopoly with an 8-track tape. Like you pop it in and it's like go to jail. God damn it. Or like Laserdisc Twister. Oh. I feel like you could farm that for something.
For sure. That's a great premise.
Like those are just the ones I
And like what's the future one gonna be?
Yeah.
It's always like I love like reflecting back and being like, how ridiculous was that? And how ridiculous is this gonna be that we're living in right now in the future?
Do you remember when I think it was Starbucks would have like MP3 cards that you could buy?
Oh yeah.
Or they would give them away?
Yeah, I had to fucking sell those.
Really?
Or give them away. Yeah.
No shit.
They had full MP3s?
No, they had
no.
It was
so you would have to go to a link to get it still.
Oh.
Which now sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
I was thinking like the sound clips.
They like test ran some QR codes for those, and then like, it was funny. Like we got shipped a run of them, the little cards that had a QR code, so that you could pull it up on your Spotify or whatever. Like, because that's where they evolved into.
Oh, okay. That's the one that you scan?
A QR code?
Yeah.
Yeah, with your phone or whatever.
Gotcha.
They did a run of those, and then the next shipment didn't have QR codes on them. It just they were like, "Oh, nobody's done this. We're done with that." Now runs weren't coming like every week. You know, this was like a run of these cards that lasted for however long.
Yeah,
2-3 months, but still, like you spent millions of dollars printing these cards out for people to be like, fuck that. Still not worth my time. I have my phone in my hand scanning it to get my Starbucks. Still not worth my time to use a QR code.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great premise, though.
Yeah.
I like that.
The first thing I thought, when you said Laserdisc Twister, I thought of like how the Laserdisc was like doubled as the spinning board because they were so fucking huge.
Yeah, they were the size of records.
Spin, and then you would have to put the laser disc into the thing to see.
You could even go back. You could go back even further. You know, it's like,
oh yeah, what were they doing before?
Right, like the radio was, or you know, whatever, only a record player. You know, something like that.
They did have.
Well, it reminds me of A Christmas Story, when he's like he gets the decoder ring or whatever from
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine, and it's like, be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
That was the secret message.
Yeah,
there were radio shows that you would listen in, and
yep.
Is that what it is in Christmas Story?
Similar. I mean, It was like a radio program that like ran every week, but there was like this. You got this particular item from it, blah blah blah. It was like from your cereal that was. Anyway, but then you go back even further than that, you know. So like pre-electricity, all that. It's like what was that game add-on? You know, did you just have like the fucking Squire Boy come in and like, like because you know poor people.
You would have to
peasants didn't have time to play games. They were too busy shoveling horse shit all day. So the kings would just have their jester come in and like act out scenes for their board game, like for their fucking checkers match that they were doing. Like they just have two, like it was like playing chess, and they just had two fucking Squire boys come in, like one of them riding a horse, the other one just like dressed like a bishop, and then the horse just like strikes down the bishop, and then like, all right, next player's move.
I feel like the really old versions of games would be really dark. Like, oh, let's play Mancala, but it's like babies' heads.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I was thinking like for kids, like the all right, so like a farmer. All right, kids. So in one of these here pigs, he switched Australia.
Yeah, he did.
In one of the pigs in the pen, you got him. There's a prize. Whoever finds the pig first.
Oh, that's like Double Dare.
They slaughter all of these pigs. And then
that was child labor back then, because they didn't have iPhones to make, so they were just like, how the fuck are we going to take advantage of these kids as farmhands? They're really not. It's not even that they don't want to do it. It's they're fucking children and
stupid little hands.
Push it down. Oh, pink.
You gonna sample
guy.
that now that you know how to sample?
It's true. I do know how to sample now.
Big time producer.
It smelled like, you know when you use frozen peas for something and then it thaws out because you forgot to put it in the fridge and there's that weird pea smell? But it's not pea, but it is peas.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna mention. Sometimes I wish you guys could see what I'm Googling. Like, I wish it was like big on a
I
screen.
know. We're going
Because
to...
I don't always want to say what I'm Googling. I just kind of want you to see it and then maybe react.
Oh! Did you send me last week's thing?
There was like one. The show notes?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
only one. I'm wondering if you did that. Did you go fuck yourself?
I did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Mara's show notes are hilarious. I want to start reading them on here. Because I'm trying to remember now if you Facebook
always have
messaged me.
I take a picture on my notes and then send it to you.
Let's not have you read them. Let's post or even
post the show notes.
pre-recording the following episode. Let's do a
This week's show notes?
right before the intro when you play that on YouTube. Like it'll be Mara with the show notes from last week.
Ah.
Especially because if you do take some serious notes down, like when Chris does, I'll save this for next week, you can write that down. And then it's a great lead in for us to start the show with.
So at the top of the show.
Pre-intro song.
Gotcha.
Mara does the show notes from last week.
Okay.
Because then it's like old, like all the sitcoms and Pokemon and all that shit where you're like, last week on Dude Absolutely, and then you fucking...
Do you have the show notes from it was 2 weeks ago, right?
Well, they should be in the messenger. But I had a joke. God damn it. So anyway, like I'll give you an example. You had said, your farts ever smell like wet dogs? And I immediately Googled that. I'm like, maybe that's a thing. Like, I looked at Google, like, why is my poop green? So I found someone on a forum that you could have related with because he's like, hey, my farts smell like Chinese food and wet dogs. And I was like, those are the same thing.
Oh, that's such a good line.
Okay.
God damn
The
it.
show notes from 3 weeks ago. Don't call people Africa. Don't slander the mixer. Hit your boy with some reverb. Zach isn't too swell.
That's fucking beautiful. Do you have 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Or do you have last week's?
You did get reverbed. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good clip.
Do you have last week's?
I only did one. It was go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
He was supposed to go fuck himself.
Oh,
You
okay.
told him to do
Oh,
it.
okay,
I
cool,
wanted to
cool,
make
cool.
sure he did.
Cool.
So I wrote
Okay,
it
so
down.
here's what we'll do. At the end of after the recording, you'll have your show notes. It's your iPad, so right? That is your iPad? Sure.
No, it's mine, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, whose fucking iPad is it?
borrowing
Okay,
it.
so after today,
Oh,
when you go home,
positive racisms. Awkward transition. N-bomb basketball.
okay, so
F-bomb.
flush those out when you get home. Flush out today's when you get home
Well, there's not
into like relatively coherent thoughts.
Should we say some offensive stuff so you have notes?
No, because
supposed to.
it's so obvious
Okay.
now.
Sure.
It's like
Shit.
next week we're not going to be thinking about the fact that she's
You did do a racist Japanese.
okay. So maybe that's one of the things she does. But what I'm saying is, go home, flush out those thoughts, and then kind of do like how on a sitcom they do like last week.
Oh.
Blah blah blah. Right. So then next week when you sit down to record,
Recap.
you could be like, yeah, your recap thing. You could be like, last week on Dude Absolutely, Alex did a racist impression of a Japanese man. Also, Chris got asked to go take out the groceries. There were no groceries. It's like shit like that. And then we can hit him with the intro song, and then fucking, we'll
Yeah.
do the show.
I gotcha.
But I like one. It's a great way to incorporate something Mara's already been doing into the actual show itself.
Yeah.
Because it's like you did that on your own and it's funny, so why would we not include it in the show? But I also think it's a good way to like tie people back in, like
Yeah.
right off the top. On-air production meeting, huh?
I love it.
So, same time next week?
The P is silent. Wait. Wait, no! Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.